session, we actually have a great impact in every lives. So if you're joining us this evening, just let us know where you are joining from. Thank you for joining us. If you've not subscribed to our channel yet, please do well to subscribe to our Facebook page at Tim-Osa Media, and also our YouTube channel at Tim-Osa Media. So just do well to click on the like button and also do well to share our content. This evening, we're having another wonderful session, and we're having the topic breaking limit. The topic breaking limit is very wide, and we are going to be looking at it from the aspect of breaking limit from low self-esteem. You're having low self-esteem in your different areas of life. Probably you actually don't know how to act or do something that you ought to do. So this evening, we'll be having a wonderful guest in our midst, and from what we have actually sent out, from what we have actually given out to the public on our meet a guest, you know that the guest that we have this evening is actually the right person for this job. She's someone that has probably had, at one point in time or the other, had low self-esteem and was able to break forth from that low self-esteem. So with us this evening, we're having a wonderful guest, a friend, and also one that is very, very reliable. So we have Ogedegbe Sarah with us this evening. Good evening, Ogedegbe Sarah.
Okay, good evening, Tim.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Hope you can hear me clearly.
And hope clearly, and I can hear you good and fine. So, how was the service today? Can you hear me, Sarah?
Okay, I can hear you now.
I said, how was the service today?
Wow, it was wonderful. Being in the presence of God is always wonderful. It's wonderful.
That's actually good to hear. So, this evening, I guess you are prepared for the audience.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually nice to hear that I guess this evening is actually prepared for each and every one of us. So all you need to do is just to get yourself prepared, because we're going to be having such a wonderful session. So just get yourself prepared, and I'm very, very sure that the session we're going to be having this evening, you're going to be having a wonderful session that will have a great impact in your life. So welcome back, Ekata Sarah. You're welcome back to the show this evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So can you please introduce yourself so that the audience, they can know you better?
Okay, good evening. I'm Ogedegbe Sarah Eka. I graduated from Auchi Polytechnic, Auchi, as a mass communicator here in Nigeria. By God's grace, and because of this, I have to furthermore acquire an advanced learning in fashion. So I'm also a fashion designer. Likewise, I'm also a teacher God have helped me to impart the little knowledge I have to my students, and we are still on it. We keep going. Let me say that's the little thing I say about myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Kata Sarah. When some of our guests that we normally have in our show, when they want to introduce themselves, they want to actually be very, very humble, so that they wouldn't want to actually hide themselves. So probably that's the reason why our guest this evening is trying to just humble herself, just trying to let us know, okay, I am Sarah, I am this and that. So our guest this evening is actually an international fashion designer. She's one I've known over the years. Like, we've known each other for up to about 10 good years now, and she has been very, very consistent. I've known her when probably she was having some low self-esteem, and up to the stage that probably she is now, very, very outspoken, and also she's breaking forth in different areas. So, Ikata Sarah, you're welcome to our show at Tim-Osa Media. You're welcome once again. So, what do you understand by breaking limits in general?
Okay. Thank you very much, Satim. Like I used to call him, we've actually known each other for a very long time. Um, but I want to tell you that when you knew me, I wasn't having low self-esteem, actually. Yes.
I
So I
going to,
don't know
I
where
think you're
you
going
get
to make
that
a
idea
comment
from.
about that.
I want to quickly correct that. I wasn't having low self-esteem because God have actually helped me by then. Because then I was already in tertiary institution when we got to know each other. Okay, back to your question. What?
Before you actually go straight to the question, I guess if you're trying to probably correct that aspect of not having a low self-esteem, you can actually talk about that, because I knew you from a distance, so I should be able to talk about you if you are having a low self-esteem or not. So back to the question, you can go ahead and answer the question now.
Okay, I know. Don't worry, I won't battle words with you. Okay, back to the question. Breaking limits. What do I understand by breaking limits? That was the question, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'll actually bring it from this way. When you say breaking, it simply means ability to be able to overcome things. I'll bring it from the connotative area. Then when you say limit, it means a blockage. A blockage. So when you say some things that is blocking you, some things that have tried to bring you down, or some things that have tried to average you in life. So when I said breaking limit, meaning you are not able to overcome them, you are able to pass them, you are able to you are able to break through, you are able to climb it and overcome it. So I will actually put it that way, that ability to overcome things that have been blocking you. That's what I will actually say. It's breaking limit. Can you hear me, Tim?
Sorry, I was muted. So thank you for answering that wonderful question this evening. So you've actually talked about breaking limits from your own point of view. So can you actually tell us the angle that you will be discussing this issue of breaking limits from, so that the audience will actually understand the angle we're taking it from this evening? Because breaking limit is actually wide, and also is on a very, very wide context. So can you tell us the angle you're looking at it from this evening?
Okay, thank you, Tim. This evening I will actually be focusing on breaking out from low self-esteem. Like you said, breaking limits is a very wide topic. But this evening, I want us to focus so that the audience can be actually carried along, so that the audience are with us, highly with us. So I will be hitting it or hitting the note from the angle of breaking out from low self-esteem.
Thank you for that, Ekata Ogedegbe Sarah, as I will always call you. So, have you actually experienced low self-esteem in any areas of your life, or at any point of your life? Have you actually experienced low self-esteem? So, this is
I
where we are
was
going to
expecting
know.
that question. So you have not even asked me the question. Why were you concluding from the beginning?
Yeah, I said this. I guess this is where we are going to actually know if when I knew you, you actually have a low self-esteem. So let's get to hear that this evening.
Okay. I've actually experienced low self-esteem in my life.
Wow.
I would say
Wow,
at a
that's
point in
wonderful.
time, one or two persons will experience it. It's not all about having the wealth or the money or everything looking so fine, royal, and beautiful. No, there is one point in one's life that a person can actually experience low self-esteem, and which I have experienced low self-esteem when I was actually growing up. I grew up in the, okay, let me say my father and mother did, they did us well, giving birth to 8 children, and
Wow. Wow. Wow.
we have 4
I
boys.
think I
And
actually look at this now so that I'll get to hear that clearly.
okay, open your 2 ears. Please, the audience, are you actually following us and are you actually listening?
Yeah.
Because I'm not in
Yeah,
for
they are
tea
listening.
this evening. I'm actually talking to those that their life, they want their life to be changed from low self-esteem, those that want to see themselves and love themselves because they actually deserve it.
Wow.
Like I was saying, we're 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls. And I happens to be the last born, actually. But when I was growing up, I always feel that everybody is always trying to oppress me. Like everybody is always trying to bring me down. Like as if whatever I do is not always good enough. They were always like, do more, do more, do more. Like, well, God helped us. I have elder ones that are very intelligent. They are very intelligent, and they will make you understand that being where they are today, they've actually worked hard for it. So you to work hard, do more, don't be lazy. Like a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. Maybe they actually thought they were doing good to me, but they never knew that they were killing my self-esteem. So I was always feeling down. I was always feeling not good enough. I was always feeling, okay, what will I do to please these people? I was always looking for something to do to please them. That's the thing, to please others, to please them. Not because I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing it so that they can be pleased.
Wow.
So because of that, I developed a low self-esteem. And I feel that, okay, I will not be good enough. I feel that nothing I will do that they will appreciate. I will say, okay, nothing I will do that will actually make them say, okay, we are proud of you. So because of that, I entered a shell. I was no longer myself. So I was living in another skin. That was the time I actually experienced low self-esteem.
Wow. I think I wouldn't be wrong if I actually tell the audience that probably when I met you, you were still in that share because probably because actually you just brought out some things that I did actually see that that was actually my problem while growing up, because you just said you grew up in a family where you sorry, if you're going to use your earpiece, I think you can actually use that if you actually need it, because you're trying to stress yourself to actually hear me. So I feel that I didn't actually know that it was a major problem while growing up, because you were born in a family where you were just eight. I can call it just because I grew up in a family where we were nine in number. So nine and being number seven was actually a major problem, and happens to be the last son. So I actually, yes, I can understand what you are talking about, because I felt that way too. But thanks be to God, we were able to break forth. So I think we're having a similar story here this evening. So how were you able to break forth from that low self-esteem, Ogedebe Sarah?
Okay. I don't know what Tim is trying to achieve by always referring back to when I knew you. I think you were having low self-esteem. But I've told him, when you knew me, I wasn't having a low self-esteem. I was just living me.
But,
I was just being
actually,
me.
when I knew you, I think you were still in that share, if I would say. But that's actually what we are discussing this evening. So tell the audience, how were you able to break forth from low self-esteem? When we were thinking that you grew up from family of eight, a family of nine, I can imagine an audience telling us he grew up from a family of 15. So probably
Wow.
he might
Wow.
have.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I guess you actually have something to tell us. So how were you able to break forth from the low self-esteem?
Wow. They said when you think you have a problem, when you get to hear other stories, you'll be thankful to God. At least somebody grew up from the family of 15. Wow. That's well, I will not say I totally understand how that person would have actually coped. But back to the question, mm, how did I overcome this self-esteem, this low self-esteem? Sorry,
Yeah.
low self-esteem. Um, but I want the audience to kind of know what a low self-esteem is first before I tell you how I break out from it. Let's go with self-esteem. Self-esteem has to do with your personality, your character, the who you are in the
Mm.
secret, in the opening, your character, the who you are. That is a self-esteem. Then when you now said low self-esteem, that means now putting down who you are or whatever you are and now putting on something else. Meaning, imagine, okay, let me explain. Imagine you were built to be a kettle. Sorry, I don't want you to find it offended. I'm just trying to point out
No, it's fine. It's
something.
fine. Go ahead.
Okay, you were built to be a kettle, and all of a sudden they use you for cooking. They use you for boiling water. They use you for washing plates. You find out that before you know, the function of that kettle is misused, because kettle is just
Absolutely.
a simple kitchen tool that you just use to maybe boil water. That's it. But by the time they are using you for different kind of things, that is a misuse. And definitely the kettle will get bad on time. It will start having hole. It will start leaking, because that is not what it was built for. That's how low self-esteem is. What you were not built for, you are not trying to wear it as who you are. Definitely you will not function well in the angle. Now back to the question Tim asked, how was I able to overcome this? Well, when I was actually growing, I didn't know what a low self-esteem is. So I felt I was just living as me.
Mm.
Yes. Till I get to meet a friend, I was just being gentle, be calm, um, like anything I fear being this, I fear being that. Until I get to meet a friend. We got talking. That very day I talked and I laughed. And the person looked at me and asked me, can you be this lovely? I was like, how? Does it mean that I haven't been lovely all this while we've been together as friends? The person was like, no, 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 that's not what I mean. But It's as if you are yourself today. All this while you are not always yourself. You are just trying. Ah, I was like, okay, oh, now you know. Just as right now you know. But at the long
Yeah.
run, I sat down and I thought about it. I was like, this person said something, and this thing this person said makes sense. What is going on? So I went online and checked, like, what could this be? Then I realized it is a low self-esteem. I was like, low self-esteem. What is low self-esteem? So I started researching about it. So I got to realize
Mm.
it's not like you are not acting or you are not living. You are, but you are not living as yourself. You are living either to please somebody. It's very deadly. It's very deadly. You are living to please someone. You can't be happy, and it's bad. So when I realized this, okay, I started working towards it. Now, how do I break out? First of all, see, there is nothing a man will want to do in this life. If God is not in the picture, you are not getting it right.
Mm.
If God is not in the picture, you are not getting it right. Before I fear mistakes. Like, I don't want to make mistake. I want everything to be perfect. I fear mistake a lot. But when I realize this, I have to go back to God. I have to pray. I say, Lord, I'm having low self-esteem. Help me. How do I break out from this? So I realized that there are some things that is actually pointing to me that makes me have low self-esteem. One of it is I'm always afraid of making mistakes. I want to just live a perfect life. I fear things a lot. Like, I don't want to know. I'm just so afraid of this thing, afraid of that thing. So I told God, help me. Then God actually did help me. One thing I did first to break out was knowing who I am. I sat down, I was like, Ogedegbe Sarah Ekata, who are you? You, who are you? So I could not answer the question. I just sat down that day. I was like asking, who are you? Who are you? Why were you created? Why are you in this world? What is your purpose? Why do you want to live in this life? How will you impact others? I was just asking myself so many questions. So I have to discover who I am first. And I have to go back to the word of God. I have to go back to the scripture. I have to go back to the Bible to search, who are you, Ogedegbe Sarah Ekata? When I discover who I am, that I am God's own, that I am God's love, his royal diadem, that his grace has been shown unto me, that I am a royal priesthood, that I am a holy nation. There was a light that day. As if there was a light in the darkness. Please, if you are actually following us, I want you to experience these things. In case you are having low self-esteem, you go back. The question you have to answer first, who are you? Who are you? So when I discover these things about me, oh, I love this. A royal daddy without shadow of doubt. When I discovered this, a light was turned on. So I sat down. I will no longer be intimidated. Before I go to a place and I feel so intimidated. So because of that, my potential cannot be fully realized. My potentials cannot be maximized. I was, when they said there was an inner joy and peace inside of me, because I now realized that I am not defined by circumstances. I now realize that I am not what people think that I am, but I am what God says I am. When I discovered this, there was this light. That was the beginning of the breakout. That was the beginning of the flow. That was the beginning of the rain. That was the beginning of the, how will I put it? That was the beginning of the truth. So I realized that scriptures that says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, become a dawn on me. Because I just realized the truth. Oh, seriously, I knew a new dawn when I realized who I am. That was how I break out from low self-esteem. So when people try to say this or that, I said, I know who I am. I am a royal diadem. I am God's own. I am not defined by circumstances. I am not defined by misuse. I am not defined by what limitations. I am not defined by all these. Because I know that God has given me the grace. He has shown me mercy and He has given me the strength. He said, I will fly on the eagle's wings. That was it. That was it. So when you needed a word, and the word came at the right time and hit the place. That was what happened for me. And the light shone and the truth was seen. That was the beginning of the new dawn. That was the beginning of the new dawn.
Thank you very much for actually exposing a lot of things to the audience this evening. If there's anything I have learned from what you have said this evening, is actually there's a point of realization. It is that point that you realize that, okay, this is who I am. This is what actually God has destined for you. That is the point that you can actually attain a whole lot about fulfilling your destiny and about beginning to break forth from that low self-esteem that probably you've once found yourself. So to our audience out there, probably you're experiencing a low self-esteem at any point in your life, or you're experiencing low self-esteem currently in your life. I think there is a point where you need to realize that you have this problem. You actually have this issue. When you realize at that point, that is when you're beginning to get that freedom. That is the beginning of a new dawn for each and every one of us. So to our audience, or probably to our guest this evening, you actually exposed us to how you were able to break forth from this low self-esteem. So when we talk about low self-esteem, people, if not that you were able to actually stress this issue this evening, I didn't know that at that point in time where you do a particular thing and your elderly ones shut you down, and those that you are probably, because of age or because of the fact that they understand, oh, you are just the younger one to them, they always want to feel that where you are coming from is not actually the right point of view. Everything you are doing is not always the right thing to do. Not knowing that as a young one, what you or what they do to you long years ago do not actually leave our brain. It has a way of sticking to our head, because
Exactly.
right now
Exactly.
I'm beginning to remember a lot of things that probably my elderly ones did to me years ago, and I didn't know they were just killing my self-esteem. But thank God for His grace. So, what are the examples of some of these low self-esteem? How do people actually know that, okay, this thing that is happening to me currently, it has to do with low self-esteem?
Okay. The first thing I will say is when you're always afraid of making mistakes. When I mean mistakes, I don't just say wake up every in the morning and just be looking for mistakes to make. No, you are sure that okay, you want to do these things, but at the end of it, the thing fell in the parts that you didn't do it. It was a mistake, but it should not bring you down. You should get an experience from it and do better. But when you find out that you made mistake and you remain there for a very long time, oh, you are facing a low self-esteem. That's one. Another one I will make mention of, which is very common, very common. Well, we know it as a spirit. It is called fear. Fear. You fear everything. You fear this, you fear that. Fear is very dangerous because fear has that capacity to ruin you from becoming who you want to become. I remember a certain time I and a friend was discussing, and the person defined fear as false accusation appearing real. When I got home, I took my time to, because I'm someone that when you tell me things, I take time to think about it. I try to see it from your own lens, because I like seeing things from your own angle before when I said, okay, this is it. This is my own part. I said, false accusation appearing real. I was like, wow. So when they say it's a spirit, actually it's a spirit. Because when you give attention to it, it becomes real. So when you're experiencing fear, you're already experiencing low self-esteem. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Do you understand how I'm trying to connect them? Don't be afraid to make mistakes. But when you do, you learn from it and you move ahead. And another thing is when you always feel intimidated, you are always intimidated, it becomes a low self-esteem because you cannot realize your full potential when you are always be intimidated. Another thing is don't allow yourself to be bullied. Don't allow yourself to be bullied. I know I've actually talked to people that
Hmm.
they they
Sorry,
were bullied.
when you actually talk about, sorry, I just have to probably cut you a bit. I want to continue,
Okay,
but
okay,
when you talk about being bullied,
okay.
I think you have to actually explain it very well, because some of our audience might feel that being bullied might literally mean being probably being given a physical bully. Like, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
Probably
yes,
giving a
yes.
physical
Be
hit. So
beaten
probably, yeah,
physically.
just
Yes,
so
yes.
that our audience can actually understand that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Let me quickly throw more light on that. When you mean bullying, physical beating is not the definition to being bullied actually. But I didn't mean okay, I will not also say it is not part of it for the wrongdoing. Like what I want to actually say when I mean being bullied, I mean mentally, I mean psychologically, I mean when emotionally what okay, the part of being emotionally bullied is when somebody is always trying to steps on your emotion, when somebody is always trying to emotionally rule you down, and you are happy and the person just come and say, why are you happy? Didn't you see this? Didn't you see that? Or as a young child, they will tell you your mate are supposed your mate are in secondary school. They are actually touching your emotions. They will not, or they laugh at you and say, look at you, you are from a poor family. Your father cannot even send you to school. Your mother cannot do this. Just because they see that you are happy, that's you are bullying the person emotionally. When you say mentally drained as being bullied, there are people that they might not think as fast as you are. Their IQ might not be as high as yours, but does not mean that they are not intelligent. But when you not tend to always call it, you are a dullard, what do you know? You are too dull. Really? It should not be like that. Or possibly there's this one person that you always find joy in always telling the person you are dull. Can't you see we did the same exam too, or we wrote the same exam together and I came out with A1 and look at you, all you have is F9. That person might not be the intelligent as you are, does not mean he's not good or she's not good in her own way. So when you are doing all that, you are bullying the person. and you will make the person have low self-esteem.
Mm.
Do you understand, Tim?
Very well. Thank you for that.
Exactly. I think I've been able to throw more light on that part.
Very well. Very well.
Okay, thank you very. I think I will just point out those ones as when you begin to experience those things, those just know that you are experiencing low self-esteem. Okay. Hello.
I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me,
you
Tim?
very well.
Okay. There's something I quickly want to talk about. When you always feel that bringing others down gives you joy, it is not. Don't see that as being smart. Don't see that as being how like being wise. You are experiencing low self-esteem because if you feel to bring other person down is what will take you high. It's a low self-esteem.
Can you
You
probably
have.
throw more light on that still? Because I guess that will also do well to actually affect the life of others. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that when you feel that I'm finding a way to actually break it down for you to understand. You see, God made every man in his image regardless. When you now feel bringing the person down is what will raise you up or what will make you happy, you find joy in degrading someone's personality as you being smart. No, you are not smart. You are experiencing a low self-esteem because you don't need to bring other people down for you to have a high self-esteem. No. Or for your self-esteem to be intact. No. In short, you have to even help others get up. That is when your self-esteem is intact. When you don't see the failure of others, when you don't see their failures as your own victory or success. Oh no, no. Please let's work on it in case you feel you've been experiencing it, like you just always feel like bringing people down for you to be okay. No, it's a low self-esteem. Please, let's work on it. Nobody is perfect. Even I that is talking, I am not perfect. Like I said, I've experienced these things too, and I'm also building myself and I'm also growing. I'm not perfect as well. So but when we begin to realize these things and work on them, as God help us, I think it will be better. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Ekata Ogedegbe Sarah. So you've actually dealt with how we can break forth from low self-esteem, or how you yourself you were able to break forth from low self-esteem, and also how you were able to you gave us also some example of how people can as well experience low self-esteem. But let's look at it from this angle. You
Okay.
dwell very well on probably trying to bring others down, just probably to bring oneself up. I remember while growing up,
Okay.
I'd always wanted to study law as a person, but
Wow.
I remember at the time, my
You see,
pastor once told me. Sorry, I didn't get what he said. Sorry.
I didn't know that about you. So you see,
Oh, and you got to know it on live.
you see.
Okay. I've always wanted to study law. It has always been my passion. So, one of the reasons why I did not study law was because I remember bringing it to my pastor, and I told him this is actually what I want to do, and he told me the best brain reads law. That statement broke me down. That I had to just tell myself, I think I'm not actually the best, one of the best brain to actually study this law. So that made me find myself uh, in mass communication as a field of study. Actually, I think it's something that I'm actually grateful for, because probably if I had studied law, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So, looking at it from that angle, how do you
That
feel?
means you were able to break out from it. If
Yeah, I
it's some
did.
people, they will still be exactly. You were able to break out from it. You are one out of millions that were able to break out. Some people might not have that stamina to come.
Mm.
Do you hear the best brain read law? Really? Some that thing will keep sounding in their faculty, in their
Till
mental
now, it's
faculty.
still standing. It's still sounding till now, because at times, while growing up, there are some things I want to embark on. I would just tell myself, don't forget this statement: the best brain does this. So probably you are not part of the best brain, so you can't actually do this. So it was pr- probably when you knew me, I was still in that share. When I broke forth from that was when, thank God you knew me while growing up, or like at
Yeah,
least when
yeah,
I got admission to Aunchi Polytechnic, I was still
yeah.
having that mentality, because I just, after spending 4 good years at home, writing jam, probably trying to get my feet down in terms of academics, I just got admission to Aunchi Polytechnic after trying several schools, universities, and there was no way out. So I feel going to Aunchi Polytechnic was just a way out of delay when it comes to getting one's feet down academically. So when I got to Aunchi Polytechnic, I still had the mentality that, wow, I'm not among the best brain yet. So hopefully the best brain will have the very good result and all that. So when I
Hmm.
find myself there, and I remember after writing one of our exam that we wrote back then, if you can remember very well, one of our lecturer then called me. I was like, Tim, you actually did well in this course. I know very probably you can remember then, but I don't know if you can. But one of our lecturers was like, Tim, you actually did well in this course. Then I was like, wow, it means for a lecturer to tell me I did well in this course, it means actually I know what I'm doing. I don't know if you
Mm.
get it. You remember?
Yes.
Then I had to probably study excessively just to make sure
Hmm.
I want to be among the best brain. Let me see how I can actually break forth from this yoke that probably
Mhm.
this person
Yeah.
has put me into. So
That limit, they limited you.
yes, I was limited, because I just felt,
Yes.
oh, the best brain, they do this. So hopefully one of those actually got to, or that actually got to knew some things. Then they are online now to actually understand some of the things I'm talking about. So like, it took time for me to know that, wow, it means if this is a yoke, I can actually break forth from it. So
Mm.
thank God Senior Samuel is online now.
Yeah.
It was one of those we have to study excessively. Let me see how to break forth from this yoke of not being one of the best brain. And it took
He
time.
actually said something. He
Yeah,
said if your pastor told you that the best brain study law and you withdraw from studying law, my brother, you were not confident enough. This will always come up, and that's the what we are saying now. It's low
yes,
self-esteem.
it's,
He was limited. He was not confident.
it might be to some persons. There are times that I think this might also be helpful to the audience too. There are times that some persons might say
Yes.
some things, and to you it is a limitation, but it's a way
Mm.
of pushing you closer to where God has totally destined you to be. Some persons might just utter some words that to you it might looks as if this thing is a limitation. I'm ever grateful that he actually used such words. And if not, probably if I had studied law, I would have still be one of those lawyers that is still trekking and their shoe is almost falling off, because I feel it's not all lawyers in Nigeria today that had job, or that is working in a particular company. So I feel this was a way of God pushing me closer to my destiny. Why am I saying this? I actually wrote down three times applying for law. The first year I applied for mass communication, that was the year I actually got admission. So I feel
Wow.
this was God opening a way for me to probably understand that, okay, because the reason why I actually said that, I'd applied law for the first time, the second time, and I was applying for the third time. I was like, Tim, the best brain actually studied law. So you need to actually, probably to him, he just uttered it, but it was a way of me breaking forth from this probably the delay of being at home for years. And today, I'm ever grateful that I actually studied mass communication as a course, because because I'm grateful. So
yes, I'm clapping for you. See,
yeah,
what I'm trying to, sorry, I'm not cutting you, Tim.
no,
What I'm
it's
trying to, what I'm trying to tell you is, at that point of realization that you have come to this ground, not everybody will break out the way you did. So when you have come to the ground of like, oh, I'm thankful to him that he actually set this thing, and now
that actually helped
accolade.
me. Okay, can you hear
It
me?
is, yes, I can hear you. I said at this point, it is what accolades, because many
I think we are having some network issue there, because this
people
is
might not see, many people might be blaming.
definitely,
Can you hear me?
definitely, definitely.
Do you know that when some people that this kind of thing might have happened to and they are not able to get up from it, they will still be blaming it on their, let me say, teacher, pastor by now.
Yeah, you know, you've actually said something. Probably I should. If you can you hear me, Sarah?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
If you understand very well, like the first time I realized that, though I might not be the best, but I'm part of the best, was when I had the opportunity of being the class rep back then in our ND days. When I was able to attain that height, that was when I told myself, it means, though I'm not the best per se, but I think I'm actually getting to the stage of being one of the best. So that gave me the courage of, Tim, you can actually do this. That gave me the courage of telling myself, you can actually do this. And I was, by the grace of God, I was able to help myself in making sure that, okay, let me fight for this thing. I might not be the best. And thank God I was able to graduate as one of the best. Not the best, but I was able to graduate as one of the best. So what am I trying to say? Probably there are people online today that have that low self-esteem. You've been, because a lot of persons, I think so many destinies has been battered with just words of mouth.
Oh,
So many
you don't
destinies
know. I wouldn't want to mention what research said. I had to research on this thing. You will find out that
it's something that you should say, because people that are online watching us now, or probably there are some persons that might eventually watch us later, that are passing through such a challenge. There are times that, sorry to bring this in, there are times that I will be opportune to go through a kind of a cemetery. Sorry to use this online, and the only thing that can come to my head is there are a lot of destinies that are wasted. So many persons, they could not fulfill their destiny because of what one or two persons told them. Probably and if it can even be parents can use words that brings children under a lifetime curse. Why am I using word curse? Because they can't actually do well. They can't do what they're supposed to do because of, oh, my dad said this, my parents said I can never become anybody good in life. So I don't know, probably you have some things to say to actually also help our audience so that they can actually break forth from this low self-esteem.
Wow. See, the role of parents in the life of children matters a lot. And I pray that God will bring our parents to that point that they will understand that every word they say to us matters to us. You, with what you said, you just made me flashback to my mom, though she's late now, to her blessed memory.
So sorry about
She she's she's one woman that I admire. She's hardworking, she's good, she's lovely, but she has favorite children. And that thing is deadly. It's killing children in some homes.
a lot has been affected.
Seriously, she has favorite children. Like, you know, I was thinking that I should be the most favorite, right? Since I'm the last. But it was a turntable for me. Although I kind of understand her view, because there are some children that she's actually spent a lot for. She had to sell all she had when the child was sick. She sold everything. She, like, almost everything she had. So because of that, she cherished the child a lot. But unknown to her that she was affecting the others, especially me, that I was the youngest. You see, because of this, it affected my self-esteem. Like, I feel that I will not do anything that will ever be enough. Seriously, low self-esteem has killed, like you said, when you pass through those angles. To the blessed memory of Miles Morel, he said one thing. He said, that is where riches are. Wealth are there. Best books that were not written are there. But, eh, because these people died without maximizing their potentials. They didn't even unleash it. They died with it. Some is as a result of having low self-esteem. What if I do this is not enough? And again, lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Please, if you are listening to me, be comfortable in your skin. Be comfortable in your skin. When I mean be comfortable in your skin, don't allow, if you know you are a very gentle person, be gentle. When people are telling you, why are you this gentle? Why don't you talk? Don't allow them to affect you. If you know you are the extrovert, you like to talk, you like to associate, make use of it. Do it well. Do it in a good manner. Don't allow people to say, look at others, they are sitting so gentle, they are so cool, and you are here. You are not others. Everybody have their own personality. Just like as I am now, I cannot be like Tim. Tim cannot be me. We have our different personalities. Let's try to know our personalities and be comfortable in them and use them to maximize your potentials. Don't allow the words of our teachers, our parents, and a stranger or anybody to define who you are. That's why I said, look for who you are in the place. Like, let God find it. Go and discover it. Let God show you. Pray about it. It's important, because there is no way you can discover who you are without the creator. He was the one that created you, so he knows everything. He knows where the knot is, how to twist it and everything. So you have to go back to the creator. And please be comfortable when you discover who you are. Do we understand? Are we following? Are we following?
I think probably there is something that we have to also learn from what one of our viewers has actually talked about. He said one of his teacher back then in school will always tell him he will never understand. And here he is today, not just a graduate, but a master's degree holder in nuclear and environmental physics, just because he was able to believe in himself. And mothers never give up on their children. His mother never also gave up on him. So I think there's an advice that we have to also give to our
believe
teacher.
In yourself.
Thank God you are a teacher too.
Yes.
There are little words that you can just use for your student, and that can keep them in their shares. Yes, here am I saying a very big thank you. Last time I was still able to say a very big thank you to one of my lecturers back then in Auchi Polytechnic, the person of Mrs. Ogumboyowa Adebola. When I was trying to find my roots and try to understand if I was actually one of the best grades, this woman came to me and told me, Tim, you are not meant to be a Polytechnic product. Probably I've not said this outside. She told me, Tim, you can be one of the best anywhere you find yourself. You are not actually a Polytechnic product. You are meant to be a university product. I don't want to see you coming back here for your HND. I want to
Hmm.
hear of your exploits out there. That word was the only thing that I was able to hold on to that word. I was able to keep that word. I told myself, if this woman, a lecturer, somebody that she has been opportune to mark my script, if she can tell me that I'm not meant to be a polytechnic product, it means she's believing in me. And not just I was able to find myself in the university. All through my years in the university, I keep telling myself, I can do this. When I
Hmm.
see, funny enough, when I got to the university, the first my 200 level, I was just like a nobody in the class. Like who? It's like I was just there, but I was always telling myself, if this woman can mark my script and tell me I'm not meant to be this product, it means where am I currently? I can also do exploit right there. And
Exactly.
all thanks to God, before I was able to get to my 400 level, in fact, I was not just a normal student. I became like one of those I was always talked about in the class that God helped me. I was able to be the editor-in-chief of the university's publication, and that gave me the opportunity of having a one-on-one conversation with the vice chancellor of the university. And when I was also going for my master's degree, I remember the words of my school mother. I still went back to her just to go and say thank you for that encouragement, because that encouragement has kept me going. So, as teachers, there are ways that you can actually help your students break forth from low self-esteem.
Exactly.
The little
Yeah.
student that you can see today, you think this person is actually, you might look at that brother or that sister that you are teaching, you look at him as if he or she is a nobody. That person can be somebody that you can use your hand to beat your chest and tell yourself, this person is actually my product.
Of course. Of
So
course.
probably you have a one or two advice for lecturers or for teachers out there, a way that they should actually teach these students and also help them to have a fulfilled destiny, not killing them or not helping them to have this low self-esteem.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Uh, for lecturers, for teachers, um, uh, actually, I want to humbly say this. I know it might not be in my place. It might not be in my place to advise you, but I actually want to say this because I have opportunity to always participate in guidance and counseling in the school where I teach. I teach students actually take classes from SS1 to SS3 because of some things which I will not want to talk about. But I have this one-on-one relationship with these students. I I realize there is no student that is dull. Please, I want to talk to our teachers
Mm.
and our parents and our lecturers, anyone that cares to listen. There is nobody that is dull. Nobody is dull. They might not have confidence in their self. They might not believe in their self. They might not be at that stage. Do you know sometimes our brain have a way of recuperating? Like you might be in JSS and you might not know anything. You might get to SS and you pick up. Maybe at that point in time, their brain has not picked up. You don't tell them that they are dull. If you There are some harsh words you should use on students for them to sit up. I understand that part. But when you don't, ensure you make them understand why you said so. He said when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So when you are trying to use harsh word on them for them to sit up, please in doing that, ensure you let them know why you are using those words. Don't just tell them you can never amount to anything. You are dull and will forever remain dull. And you leave them that way. No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't push them, because there are some students that actually need push for their potentials to come out. They do, because they feel so
they are experiencing low self-esteem, they are experiencing intimidation, that you need to use words to push them. Yes, but tell them why. Make them understand. Explain to them. Let them know. Because when they know, when they grow up, they will come back and thank you for it. They will come back and thank you for it. Please, let's mind the words, because words are powerful. Let's mind the words we use on the young, the students, the young children, even a child. You don't just see a child and say you are stupid, your parents were stupid, your grandparents were stupid, so you will ever remain stupid. No, let's use words that we help them to remold their future. You can tell a child, I know you are not doing this thing well, but I believe that you can do better. This is how you can do better. When you get home, revise whatever you are taught. That's how I talk to my own students. That's why whenever they have issues, they will always come to me. And I bless God for it, that God always help me to tell them the right thing. When they come to me, I tell them, it's not like you are dull, you are not dull, but you just have to work a bit harder. I believe in you. And they feel encouraged, like, Miss Sarah believed in me. There is a student of mine that bragged with it. He was telling the classmate, you said I am what? You said I am the worst person, but Miss Sarah believed in me. And when somebody came to tell me, I was shocked. But I actually believe on every one of them, because I know that it takes process. A child might not know it all today, but we know it tomorrow. The child might not be good in mathematics, but be good in physics. The child might not be good in biology, but good in geography. So everyone have where they can explore, where they can boom. So please, let's not use our wealth to kill the potential in these children or in these students. Let's always ask God for help, actually, because it's only God that will help us. I know children can be so annoying. Students can be they can push you to the wall as a teacher or as a lecturer. Don't bounce back on them. I want to show them that you are more than them. Let's help them. Let's build them. As we are building them, we are building a better today, not even tomorrow now. We used to know that children are the leaders of tomorrow. Children are the leaders of today. They are the leaders of today. Seriously, because what we see now that people are portraying, it is a victim of yesterday that is appearing today. So it's what have happened to them before. That's what they are portraying now. So please, let's help to build them, build their mental capacity, build their emotional help them, be interested in their growth. Be interested in their growth. It's very important. Tell them why you want them to be great. And with that, I think we'll be building a better today.
Well, I think our audience, they're actually having a lot to contribute to our program of this evening. Thank God for such a wonderful topic. One of our audience has actually said that during his undergraduate program, that he can't forget one of his lecturers, his HOD, who categorically said that he's a first-class product, even though
he was not doing well, even though he wasn't doing well.
His first semester, but with a different GPA. Lecturers also matters. And one of our guests has actually given us a long note. I think we have a lot to learn from what one of our audience has actually talked about. He said, low self-esteem goes beyond what we are seeing. It kills one's potential more than any other thing on earth. I was a victim of this. For me to have, I have to speak out, talk to a friend, not just a friend or not just friends, but one with reasonable mindset for their candid advice. I think this is another area that we need to look at when you are passing through some a kind of a low self-esteem. Those you speak to matters a lot. If you get to speak to a wrong person, for the person to actually help you, it kills you the more. There are some friends that you can speak to when you're experiencing some low self-esteem. They want to, in fact, for them to actually help you, I think it's to them, probably they want to kill that low self-esteem. Imagine somebody that's already experiencing low self-esteem is now being killed among. That's already suicidal. I got to understand that I was not created for anyone to define my person. Rather, I to define myself. I work through it and become a motivational factor for me to achieve what I was abused of. I think this is actually something that we all can learn from, and we should also
we should.
because you should get to the point that you tell yourself, I am meant to live this life just to fulfill destiny on my own. You need people to fulfill destiny, but in fulfilling that destiny, if you listen to every single advice of people or what people keep saying about you, you might end up affecting your own self, and you might end up placing yourself where you ought not to place yourself. Few weeks ago, I did a kind of a survey. I uploaded a picture where I was having my full hair, and also a picture where I was having a low cut, and I asked people, can you comment on the one that you feel is the best? That was when I knew that in life, you don't actually need to live by what people are saying. A lot of person came telling me, your full haircut or you having a full hair is the best. This and this for this reason is actually very nice. And some other persons came and they were like, having a low cut is actually very nice on you for this reason, this is why this is actually nice. So I got to the point I had to tell myself, man, at this point, I have to decide what to do with my own life, not listening to what people actually have to say. So,
with your own hair, it's as easy as that.
So it is when you get to that point that you begin to actually help yourself and you begin to deliver yourself from that low self-esteem. So, when people are actually experiencing low self-esteem, Senior someone here, one of our audience, actually told us that you should talk to somebody. Are you agreeing with that?
Yeah, of course. Please, and when you're talking to someone, please let it be someone that is reasonable. Because there are people that you can talk to, they will kill it more. They will kill your self-esteem more. Like it was low, right? They will off it.
That's dangerous.
They will off the self-esteem, so you don't even have again. Yes. So please, when you want to talk to someone, please talk to someone that is reasonable. You should know somebody that is reasonable. You should know somebody that is ready to listen to you. Or talk to a counselor. There are counselors. Talk to a counselor. Talk to a guardian counselor. I did that in my school. I talked to my students as a guardian counselor. So talk to somebody that you know that can be reasonable with you. Please don't just go and talk to anyhow person that will now off the low self-esteem you have. No, now you don't even have self-esteem again.
That's actually dangerous, you know.
Seriously, it is. No, I agreed with him. You have to talk out. No, the thing is, when you come to that point of realization and you go to God and pray, please, you have to also talk to somebody. Okay, there is one of a friend of mine that I have to talk to. What was her own low self-esteem? She feels that she is too slim. She's too slim. So people always body shame her. You are too slim. You are too this. And you eat a lot. How come you are too slim? If you tell me that I am too fat, I might just laugh, take it as anything. Do you understand? But she took it as something. It was affecting her.
Sorry, Ekata Sarah. I think, are you telling me that telling somebody that probably the person is slim leads to low self-esteem also?
It can.
That's actually a dangerous
thing. It can.
Because
that's what I'm telling you. Not body shaming. You are body shaming the person. Do you understand?
Very well.
You tell the person, see, when this is what I used to tell people. When you have a relationship with someone, just
I think we're
know
having
what the person likes and what the person doesn't like.
wow, we
Just know
have
what the person's like and what the person. You might be now. We are friends. We'll just laugh, and I'll tell you, "Ah, big head." You will laugh over it. I will laugh over it. Those are friends. You understand? So,
very
but
well.
there's something called body shaming. There's something called body shaming. Like she talked to me, she was like, she don't know what to do. See, Tim, do you know that it goes as far as this person can actually keep food, like food that has starch, so that it will how will I put it? She will do it in a way that she will leave it till the next day, so the starch in it will be high, so she can eat it if it will give her fat. Tim, don't laugh.
No,
Don't
like
laugh.
you know, I didn't look at it from this angle that something like this can actually lead to a low self-esteem, because the reason why I'm laughing is because I'm actually learning a lot from what you're talking about this evening, because I know there are some things that naturally I tell myself this thing is naturally good. I think I have to probably work on this thing. And I always feel that this thing, when people see it from this angle, is not actually right. Probably I should also work on that area as an individual, because if I'm not careful, it might lead to low self-esteem also.
Seriously, you are making people have low self-esteem. Do you know she will tell me that she will soak garri, and leave it, like intentionally leave it and drink it the next day, so that the starch in it will be high if it can give her fat. Because of what she's having low self-esteem about her body. Do you know what I started doing? I started talking to her. I was like, I can actually use you for a model in my
Mm,
fashion world.
mm, mm, mm.
I started talking to her. I said, okay, what we'll do is I will make dresses. I will give it to you. You go to the studio, then you model it for me.
Just to help the person out of low
Yes,
self-esteem.
to build this.
Mm.
I had to go online. I look for people that are slimmer than her. I will capture their picture. I will screenshot it. I will download their picture. I will send it to her. I will say, look at this person. You and this person who is fatter. But do you see the way the person walks? Do you see the way the person is so confident? Do you see the way the person carry herself? Tim, I was so happy which day she came to me and said, look at. I was like, what? He said, do you know I saw someone and the person is actually slimmer than me, and the way the person was walking, I was just looking at the person, I was like, wow. He said, thank God I break out from this thing, because I was almost dying.
Mm.
And because she was thinking a lot, there's no how she can add. Do
Mm.
you understand?
So naturally, even if the being slim is not actually an issue, just
It's not an issue.
just thinking that, oh, this thing is actually a challenge for me, will actually affect her and not make her to get fat or something.
Exactly. Okay, now let's go back to the bullying I was talking about. You are body shaming people, you are bullying them. Do you understand? So
Very well.
because of that, you are making them have low self-esteem. Okay, this person I'm talking about, she's slim, but when she sings, oh, she can sing. But now she did not put her, how do I put it? She's not confident about her singing. She just focused on the fact that people will say, so she's not thinking, even when she's singing, people will not hear her song, they'll be looking at her body. Do you understand?
Really, I
So
do.
I have to talk to her. I have to show her plenty examples. And she modeled a dress for me. And I posted. I said, come and see people's comments.
Mm.
I said, you see, I said you are just wasting this talent that God gave to you. Let's switch body now. Let's switch. Me, I need this slim that you're complaining about. So I made her, I had to build it with time. I started to build it. I build her self-esteem. And now she's very okay with her body. She's comfortable in her skin. And guess what, Tim?
What's that?
She's adding.
So she's beginning to add just because she's not having a relaxed mind.
Thank you. That is it. She was drained mentally before. She was almost losing it. Low self-esteem is dangerous. It can kill. It can kill. People can go and hang themselves
Wow, I think we're having some
because of low self-esteem.
there. Sarah, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Clearly, I can.
I said it can lead to death. People can hang themselves because they are so ashamed of themselves and they have low self-esteem.
Probably we also have some things to learn from one of our viewers this evening. He said, I've always been a victim of low self-esteem. It took me a long time to deal with it, but the first thing is for the victim to realize that he or she is experiencing low self-esteem. You know, you actually talked about this, getting to the point of realization where you understand that, okay, I'm actually experiencing low self-esteem. It all started in my family background, and it becomes like a norm to me until I realized that I was truly subjecting myself to low self-esteem. Is a low antidote, but we never thank God for the realization. You know, this is something that, can you hear me, Sarah?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I think if I get something clearly from Martin's affair, is actually talking about family background can also lead to low self-esteem.
Like I explained my way.
Yes. So
Mhm.
actually, this, you know, I personally, I've not actually looked at this from a very critical angle, not until some persons are beginning to comment this evening, and the comments I'm experiencing this evening, I hope I am safe, and also you are safe too, Sarah, because probably the comments that is coming this evening, uh, we hope for the best too. I guess you understand what I'm actually talking about. So if I understand what Martins is saying, he is clearly giving us a view. Probably there are some persons that where they are from, the background that they find themselves is giving them this low self-esteem that they feel this, though I'm in this place currently, I am not supposed to be where I am currently. Like they tend not to uh, follow what people are actually saying, or they tend not to go in line with what people are doing just because what they just because of the family background that they came from. So do you actually agree with that, Sarah?
Yes. See, the viewers, I'm so thankful to you. If you can hear me, I'm so thankful
Probably we are
to you for
experiencing.
contributing. We want to hear more. Can you hear me?
Clearly, I can now.
Yes, the viewers, I want to thank you so much. We are so grateful that you are contributing. We really want to know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Continue.
Can you? Yes. Do you know that because of the background some people came out from, they cannot associate with some people? And because of this, it has given them a low self-esteem that they are not worth it. It's not only background, even tribe. Do you know that some people might not want to associate with you because of the tribe you came from? As if you were the one that actually said you wanted to come from that tribe. or you were not your concept was not sick before you came out from where you came out from. But people will not make you realize that you are not good enough because of this place you came out from, because of the tribe you are, because of the skin, the color of skin you have, because of the background you came out from. It's not supposed to be like that. What we should not forget is that first, we are humans.
Mm-hmm.
We are humans. You have feelings, I have feelings. You have emotions, I have emotions. You have this, I have that. We are first of all humans. You have conscience, I have conscience. So why do you want to imprison me? So because of this, it can actually give people can decide to tell you that, oh, they are not from so place. They are from so place because they know that you don't like people that are from this place, but they want to associate with you.
I think we're having some network glitch there. Can you hear me, Sarah?
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Yeah, you can
me?
go on, please. Yeah, you can go on, please.
Yes, I was trying to explain some things. How people can decide to change their identity because they want to associate with you and they feel that you will not accept them for who they are. So if we really want to live as humans, let's accept others as they are. Let's not classify or let's not stand on their weaknesses. Let's appreciate their strength and help them with their weaknesses if we can. And if you cannot, don't use it against them.
Mm.
Don't use it against them because you will make them develop a low self-esteem. Team, low self-esteem can kill. People can, in short, people can, I said research, a lot of persons have died because of low self-esteem, because of intimidation, because of lack of confidence. Potentials are dying every day because of low self-esteem. This is a serious issue that we should take our time to actually work on. Let's work on ourselves. Realize that you have this and start working on it.
Thank you very much, Ekata Ogedegbe Sarah, for a wonderful time this evening. We would have actually loved to continue with the discussion this evening, but because of time, we have to start wrapping up the discussion this evening. So,
Okay.
what do you probably have to tell the audience before we go this evening? What is your final advice to everyone that is out there, probably that is experiencing low self-esteem? What do you have to tell them? Okay, I think our audience, they are still um, commenting on the discussion this evening. Okay, I think Senior Samuel has actually said something. Can you, okay, this time, can you read it so that the audience can hear you? Let's hear what Samuel has said.
Okay, it says that is it mountains. Like he actually nailed what Mantis have actually said that's true. He said it's only when the victim realizes that he or she is facing this, that's when he or she can build his or her confidence. Say you can bob someone's hair in his accent. Like they will always say, change begins with you.
Absolutely,
It must start from the person. The victim of this, I became timid and got angry at every little thing which was affecting my person. He said, thanks to Tim, to Martin, and okay, yes, he's also my friend.
Okay.
Oh,
I've actually learned a lot from the topic this evening. Thanks to every one of us that actually contributed to the topic of tonight, because this is actually a point that we all need to come out and speak to somebody. Probably,
Yeah.
if I were once offended by some things that someone did back then while we were in school, which means getting angry at every slight opportunity, probably
Mhm.
he has given us an open reason why he was always angry. So I have to forgive him for everything he did back then in school. So
Oh, thank God! This is lovely. There's a reunion in this whole
yeah, there's
program.
a
Oh, this
reunion.
is
Yeah, yeah.
lovely. This is
So
lovely.
we have actually. It's good to know, absolutely, because you know, probably you are there as one of the or one of the audience this evening. You get angry at every slight opportunity. You
Yes.
you, you see people. You just see them, and you just get angry at them at any point in time. So I think
You
it's
get angry and want to bring them down. You want to bring them down so
mm,
that you can. No, it's a low
mm, mm.
self-esteem.
Yeah. So you need to get to that point of realizing that this is a low self-esteem. So you need to actually work on it. I have learned my lessons this evening, and I think there are some
I've
areas
learned
I
too.
yeah, there are some
I've
areas I
learned.
need to go back and
Yeah.
probably work on myself. I need to go back and work on. There are some specific area. Probably I will not be. I will not be. I will not be saying it right here, but sincerely, I have learned a lot, and I need to go back and work on myself in some areas. I've been experiencing some low self-esteem, but I didn't know that this actually was low self-esteem. But thank God for the topic this
Hmm.
evening. I have learned, and also I need to go and work on that area. So, Sarah, what do you have to tell
Yeah.
the audience before we go this evening?
Okay, to the audience, first of all, I want to appreciate you for taking out your time to be with us. I know you might have had a busy day or a busy schedule, but you actually squeeze out this time to be with us. See, from the bottom of my heart, Ogedegbe Sarah Ekata is grateful. I'm grateful to you guys for listening. Not only listening, you contributed. God bless you all. I cite Tim-Osa, thank you. I cite Ife Martin, thank you. I cite Popcar, thank you. And every other audience, I cite you guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. So before I go, I would like to say something. Like I said, please find your place in the Lord. It's very important. See, you cannot build confidence and everything without God. It's God that will give a man the grace. He said he lifts the humble. He gives grace to the humble. So he will lift you. God is the ultimate of it all. He will actually bring you out. That is God. When you find your place, when you discover who you are, in his word, what did God said I am? Go back and discover it. Please go back and search what did God said I am. And when you discover it, hold it tight. Don't leave it to hold it. And when others are trying to bring you down, tell them no. I know what my father, the one that created me, the one that have showed me love unconditionally, that no man can show me. I know what he said that I am, and that is who I am. Hold it and live with it. Please, when you fail, don't remain there. Stand up and keep going. When you make mistakes, don't see it like the world is crushing down. No, get up from it and keep moving. There is no man that is perfect. Kill every spirit of fear, every spirit of lack of confidence about yourself. Kill them all. Believe in yourself.
Mm,
Believe in who you are. Believe in who you are. Don't allow circumstances to define you. Do you understand? Believe who you are and begin to work on these things so that it will help you build yourself. Like they said, talk to people. Please, reasonable people, not people that will off it, not the people that will now off your self-esteem because it is already low, they will now off it. No. Talk to people that will build it for you, people that will help you. Seek counselors. See, there's nobody that is perfect. People experience this. Even the rich people, everybody have experienced low self-esteem at one stage of their life. It's just that they are able to overcome it. So you too can overcome it no matter what. No matter what, you can overcome low self-esteem. And please don't forget, like I was saying, you are a royal priesthood. You are a holy nation. You are
Mm.
loved. Keep telling yourself, I am loved. I am loved. You are loved. Man, see which what do you put on?
I think you can continue from where you stopped. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes, I will continue. Tim is actually one funny person I know actually. See, you are loved.
So
Even if
I think
it's
probably this has been one of my low self-esteem. So I wearing this now. I think it's actually nice. So when I put it on before, some people were saying it's not good. Man, I look nice on this. So you can continue, Sarah.
okay, Tim, you look nice in that stuff
Thank
and
you
you are
very much.
loved.
Take cut out with the best
Yes.
Sarah for this. Yeah.
So to my audience, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following. Like, I would love to be in this show again to meet some other time. I would love to be in the show again. I actually enjoy my time here, and thank you for listening to me. We are all working on ourselves. We are all trying to improve. That's the most important thing. When you stop learning, that means you start dying. So we are all learning and we are improving on ourselves. I am not perfect, like I said earlier. I'm also still working on myself, and I pray that God will help us all to finally maximize our potential in the will of God, and by God's grace following what God actually have originally planned for our life, that we will fulfill destinies and we will impact on that rightly. We will guide the young generation through. We will guide the young generation through. And I pray that God will help us as we keep building ourselves in the Lord. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much,
Thank you
Ekata
very much.
Ogedesira, for the time this evening. So, to my esteemed audience, thank you for joining us. This is coming from Tim-Osa Media. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of us. I think I look good. I look good on this. Yeah. Wow. It's actually nice. Okay. We hope to see you again next time, which happens to be next week, on this same platform. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to subscribe to our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel at Tim-Osa Media. Thank you for joining us in our studio this evening. Please do well to join us again next time. This coming from us, all members of Tim-Osa Media, the ICT department. Thank you for your wonderful work this evening. And also the audience, thank you, Senior Samuel. Thank you, Afe Martins. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Dabla
Thank you.
Pastor. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hope to see you again, same time, same social media handle. Did I just say same time? So we are actually working on the time. So probably we are looking at probably taking it to either 7 p.m. or we'll take it a little bit before that time. So, Ekata Ogedebesira, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Satim. Thank you, Satim.
Okay, you're welcome.
Satim, you are looking good.
I feel like dancing. So thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us despite your busy schedule. In fact, Senior Samuel has called him Mommy G. Oh, wow. Mommy G has spoken. Wow. Mommy Gio. I want to hear Mommy Gio. So thank you.
I'm not a Mommy Gio. I'm not a Mommy Gio, please.
Please going to the audience and to the public, you are officially declared Mommy Gio from today. So thank you for joining us despite your busy schedule. See final time to join us this evening. Hope to see you again.
I'm grateful. It was a privilege.
Thank you very much.
It was a privilege.
The audience, they are actually saying we should bring you back to this studio. So we hope to see you again next time with a different topic. For now,
it's a privilege. Thank you.
Bye-bye from Tim-Osa.
Thank you.
Have a nice time.
And you too. Thank you.
Have a wonderful week ahead.
And you too. Thank you.